Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Miss Pat. Live interview and reading with my friend tonight, who is, I'm going to call him my co-host tonight, Mr. Stan Tucker. He's going to be reading for us tonight. We're going to be interviewing him tonight. Guys, but before we get started, you know the drill. I want you guys to send up those likes, give us those hearts. And if you're a first-time listener, put your name in the comment box below and let me know that you're a first-time listener. And we'll see about getting you a free book on tonight, as always. And go ahead, guys. I'm going to do exactly what I'm getting ready to tell you guys to do. Pick up your phones, go ahead and go to your page and hit that share button and let everybody know that we're on the air. And also, if you have any comments, put them in the comment box and we'll answer them at the end of the show. And I think that's all the news I have for you guys right now. Let me introduce, I think I already introduced my reader for tonight, Mr. Tucker. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing awesome. I want to say thank you for joining me on tonight. It has been a long time coming. I've been trying to get you on, but your schedule has kept you so busy.
For sure. I appreciate your persistence, and it's an honor to be here tonight with you. I just want to applaud you for this platform that you're using. I just remember as a kid loving to go to bed because of bedtime stories. So I know you're making a lot of kids' nights come true in a sense.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. So before we get started, Mr. Tucker, I want you briefly, before you read your story, and that'll give a few people some time to jump on in, is tell us a little bit about yourself without telling us too much, because we want to save some, for after the reading.
Yeah, so my name is Stan Tucker. I am from a little town called Statham, Georgia. It's in between Athens and Winder Barrow County. And I am a former teacher, and now I am a founder of a nonprofit, Leap for Literacy, and I'm also an author. I'll tell you a little bit about Leap for Literacy because it's going to tie into my story a little bit later. So our mission at Leap for Literacy is to promote literacy, kindness, and a love of reading and writing to encourage children's success in life. And we go about that in three ways. The first way we do that is through book ownership. And Ms. Pat, you know all about that. I have a bookmobile where I take it out to school and get to earn books to keep forever. And the way they pay for the books are through acts of kindness. We have a saying that kindness is the currency on our bookmobile. It doesn't cost actual money, but kindness is how you pay. We also have a sense of book enjoyment. And so sort of like what you're doing, Ms. Pat, we share stories virtually so kids can watch all over, and we show the power and the joy of storytelling. And then lastly, we focus on book authorship, and we give kids an opportunity to write their own stories, and we professionally illustrate some of those books. And tonight I'm going to actually read a book from one of our young authors who written it in our program. So that's a little bit about me. I also, like I said, I wrote a book, and my book is called Stan and the Man. I won't be reading it tonight.
Yeah, we got to get that though.
Maybe I can come back on it. And what I'll do tonight, I will donate 2 copies of this. So whoever's on that you want to donate the book, tonight, we'll make that happen.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Stan. God, I'm sitting here saying Mr. Stan and Mr. Tucker, and I know him as Stan the Man. For those of you who don't know, we call him Stan the Man, and he is such an awesome person. He's going to tell you a little bit about some places he's been, some people who has interviewed him, and we're going to dive right into it. But before we do all of that, guys, I'm going to let Mr. Tucker go ahead and read his book. And when he finished, let me correct that. I'm sitting here wearing first grade crew, and I can't be. So when he's finished, then I'm going to come back to the screen, and we're going to talk some more and find out about some more of his adventures that he is going to be going on. So, Mr. Tucker, it is all yours.
All right. I'm going to share my screen here in a moment. So get ready for that. So I talked a little bit earlier about our program where we promote book authorship. And we are actually about to kick off our writing program that starts in 2 weeks. And this young man right here, his name is Harper Lummis. He's the author of this book. He participated in our writing program last year, and his book has came to life. And I want to share that book with you today. He is 10 years old, and he lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And his book is called Time Machine Adventures. Does anybody ever want to get inside of a time machine and go back or go in the future to visit some place that you've heard about or you read about in history, or just going out in the future to find out what's going to happen? I know I have. And this book kind of models that. So come on, friends, let's take a look inside. All right, thanks for bearing with me. Here we go. All right, give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Thumbs up if you can see that. All right, perfect. Time Machine Adventures, written by Harper Lummis and illustrated by Jesse Husky. For my mom, my dad, my brother Grayson, and my dog Charlie. One hot summer morning, Tom woke up to a wonderful surprise. His mom had made him chocolate donuts for breakfast. After breakfast, Tom went outside to play with his best friend, Ben. Tom and Ben played with their Frisbee in Tom's backyard, and they loved it. Whoosh! You could hear the sound when you threw the Frisbee. Oops! Ben accidentally threw the Frisbee into the forest. They looked for it everywhere. The forest trees became thicker and thicker as they walked deeper and deeper into the forest. They saw an odd shape covered in the vines. It was a time machine. They slowly went inside it and poof! They landed in prehistoric times. When they got out of the time machine, they were greeted by dinosaurs everywhere. They met a triceratops named Ashley and a velociraptor named Buster. Then they saw a sad dinosaur sitting on a rock. What's your name? My name is Kim. They started playing together. And they had the best time ever with Kim. Just then, they heard something loud. Thump, thump. It was 3 ferocious dinosaurs. Tom and Ben jumped onto Kim's scaly back. They ran back to the time machine, but it had one missing piece. Oh no. They started running away from the mean dinosaurs. While they were running, Kim saw the missing piece. It was about to fall into the river. But just in the nick of time, Ben caught the piece. I got it! Whew, that was close. They ran back to the time machine and put the piece back where it belonged. Ben and Tom hugged Kim and said goodbye. They arrived back in their backyard, but something was different. They were in medieval times. King Arthur was shocked when he saw the 2 little boys coming out of the futuristic-looking time machine. The king called them over. Who are you? Tom and Ben nervously gave their names, then asked, who are you? Why, I'm King Arthur, of course. The king asked them to follow him. They thought they were being sent to the dungeon. When they got to the castle, King Arthur made an announcement to the village people below. Hear ye, hear ye. Tom and Ben are joining my round table. Hooray, huzzah! I pronounce them Tom the Great and Ben the Magnificent. Tom and Ben looked at each other in surprise. History was changed forever. The end. All right, so this is Harper right there, and this is the illustrator, Miss Jessie Husky. And this book was actually sponsored by the Robbins family in honor of their late daughter, Stacey Michelle Robbins. And it says, she was a wonderful daughter, a loving sister, a terrific aunt, and an incredible educator and writer. and most of all, a role model for the world. And one thing that I love about these books, we have something in the back called a peek at the original. So you can see actually Harper's real illustrations that he did with his book, and kind of shows you his imagination and what the illustrator brought to life. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed Harper's book.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. That was awesome. I want to ask you, is his book up for sale?
Yes, it is actually. So with all the books, kids will sell them in hand, so they can sell them at their school, but they're also available on Amazon as well. So you can go to Amazon and purchase Harper's book right now. We will have some upcoming book signings as well, where you can actually come out and meet the actual author and get their autograph when you purchase their book. And the cool thing is the authors keep 100% of the royalties for their books. So I asked them to put it in a college scholarship. The parents to put it in a scholarship. So yeah.
Yes, that's great. I love that idea for the kids, because our kids can go through some money really quick. Yeah, we give them a couple of dollars, maybe at McDonald's and Taco Bell's and everywhere else with that money. Yes. So Mr. Tucker, I know you have so much going on, and we've spoken, and I met you at the school. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Stan has an awesome van, bus, or whatever you want to call it, that is decorated really nicely. I don't know if he has a picture of it that he can pop up for you guys. And inside this van, he has books. And what he does, he goes to the school, and we bring class out, and they get to go on the bus, and they get to pick out a book to read. And these books are free to our children. And it's awesome that we have somebody like Mr. Tucker who takes out the time to go around in our community to our schools, like me, to make sure that our children are reading, because we know that reading is fundamental and we need them reading all the time. So Mr. Tucker, I want you to tell us a little bit about your projects, what you're doing, your book, you're going here and there. Just talk to us a little bit about, well, you have a few minutes to talk to us about some of the things that is going on with you.
Yeah, so like you were saying, I have our bookmobile, which is called the Read and Roll, and I currently take that out. I haven't taken it out since COVID, but looking to get that back on the road in January, and I take that to schools. And like you said, it's free to the kids. They pay with their books through acts of kindness. And then I also do author visits at school, and I go out and I read my book, Stan and the Man. You talked about, and this book is about my father. So my father passed away when I was 8, and this book is all about cherishing the time that we have with people. And even though we lose people or we lose things, they're still with us through the memories that we have of them. You were talking about some of the people who interviewed me. I've had the honor of being on the Ellen Show. And while I was on the show, she gave me an opportunity to play this game called the Holy Roller. And I fell miserably at it. And I'm hoping she'll give me another chance to redeem myself this last season. We'll see. But when I was on my plane ride home, I thought about how could I use this experience to inspire kids. So what I did, I came up with my own game called the Read and Roller. And during my author visits, I let a couple kids play that game, and I teach them about how kindness pays off. So I do that with my author visits. And then I also have a children's show, not quite as awesome as yours, but it's a little different.
No, don't. I don't even want to go there with you, Mr. Tucker. I can't wait. I'm telling you, when I saw that, I'm like, woo, I can't wait. I'm just so excited about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about the show. So the whole concept of the show is sharing the power of storytelling with kids. And I believe that everybody has a story, and everyone's story needs to be heard. So what I'm hoping to do with this show is to inspire the next generation of authors. So basically the premise of this show, I have a magical library. It's a magical flying library. And our goal is to put every book ever written into this library. And I am on a search to find the newest books that have been written to put in this library. And the newest books that have been written are from the kids who participate in my program. So kids who participate in my writing program will possibly have an opportunity to be on the show. So I believe you have the clip queued up.
Yeah,
so,
I'm dying to show it. I'm like, I wanted to interrupt you. And I was like, hey, can you just let me show the clip there?
Go ahead. Be like
guys, we're going to show a clip of what Mr. Tucker is talking about. Let's see if we can get it here on the screen for you guys. Let me back it up because I want you guys to hear it and unmute it.
I need to fix that. Hello, fellow story explorers. My name is Stan Tucker, and this is the Very Airy Library. Each week, myself and a few friends are going to take our viewers on a brand new adventure. Our mission is simple: to share the power of storytelling. We do that by visiting young authors from all over the globe.
Stanley, to whom are you speaking?
Oh, hey, Cody. I'm talking to a few friends. You should introduce yourself.
Excellent idea. I am the Codex, the codified accumulation of the library's knowledge. If it's worth knowing, then I know it.
And I am Dacne.
Oh, here we go.
The distillation of all acquired knowledge. If it's not worth knowing, then I definitely could know it. Craigslist ads, Snapchats, a lot of angry social media posts.
As you can see, we have a pretty crazy crew, and that's not even everyone.
Young author located.
It's time to go. I hope to see you all soon on the Very Airy Library.
Oh boy, we're gonna have so much fun traveling through time.
This is not a time machine.
Oh, but isn't it? Because now we're in the future, and now we're in the future, and now we're in the future.
Do you have an off switch?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the whole episode, Mr. Stan.
Yeah, I can't wait to share it with you all. So if you're out there and you want to not miss the episode when I drop it, please head over to YouTube and follow our YouTube page. It's the Very Airy Library, and you'll be informed when we drop our first episode. So the plan is to have it late November, early December, so maybe a little earlier than that. But so we'll be in the studio filming next month. So.
Oh, that is so awesome. To my guests, so those of you who are listening, if you have any questions for Mr. Stan, drop them in the comment box and we will read them off to you. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Amy Buxton. If you have any questions, guys, are you there? And my friends like to hide sometimes, but I see you guys there. So if you have any comments, drop them. If you're a first-time listener, drop your name in the comment box. Somebody may be able to have a chance to win a free copy of a book from Mr. Tucker on tonight. But you can't win it if you're not in it.
Did you say Miss Amy? That's a good friend of mine. So hey, Amy, thanks for joining in.
Yes, thank you, Miss Amy, for tuning in. So, Mr. Tucker, go ahead. Let me see here. I have to look at my phone sometimes too, because sometimes things go through late, and then I don't get it until I have done click the end button here on the show. She says, "Hi, Stan." Yes. All right, Mr. Tucker, finish talking to us about some of your projects, your book. I know we talked about the bookmobile. We talked a little bit about your new show that's coming out. Tell us a little bit about your books, books, whatever, how many books you have. Talk to us.
Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just tell you about our writing program, which starts
I forgot about that.
From today. And this is our Share Your Story kit that you will receive, or your young author will receive if they participate in our program. And inside this kit, has everything you need to become an author. So first and foremost, you need your tool to write it. So we have a Smencil in there. So while you're looking good writing, you're going to smell good too. We have our I'm Ready to Be an Author manual. So this has all of our steps in our writing process. So to make sure you don't forget them, so you can go through here and check that off. Also, there's a message from me on the back to encourage you. When you get started, we have a personal story studio, and this is where we brainstorm and then we decide if our book is fiction or nonfiction. We can plan that out. And then right before you write your book, you plan it out. And our story on your storyboard. So you plan out what you want on each page, starting at page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. And then once you have your story planned out, you would take this brand new blank hardcover book and you would transfer your rough draft in its final form into this book. And then at the end of the 8 weeks of the program, you'll submit your book and hopefully it will turn into a professionally illustrated book like this.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I would love to have, if you're out there watching and you're a kid between the ages of 5 to 14, I would love for you to sign up. We have a couple hundred kids already signed up, and we have kids from 4 different states participating right now, and we have 2 kids in Australia participating. So
wow,
it's gonna be
awesome.
a very fun event. So I'd love to see you all there.
Awesome. So, Mr. Stan, tell us. I don't. You probably said it, and it probably just done jumped my mind. But what inspired you to do all of these great things that you're doing? I mean, you started off in education.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired me to start the Bookmobile was one fall evening. It was an electric filling in our school. And what was electric was the book fair had came to town. And if anybody's out there watching that has kids or remember the book fair, it's an exciting time. When I was a teacher, that was probably the second most popular day behind Field Day. And the kids were so excited in my class to go to the book fair. And we went to the book fair the day before on the preview day for the kids to write down all the books that they wanted. And the kids were writing front and back of all the books that they wanted. And so the next day rolls around and my kids come in and I tell my kids, all right, everybody who has money to go to the book fair, line up at the door. And everyone else that doesn't have money, just continue to do your morning work. So I had a few kids that had money to go and everyone else just stayed at their seat doing their work. And then one little boy comes up to me and he looks at me, he says, Mr. Tucker, I'm not going to be able to go to the book fair today. My mom says we don't have money for books, so I'm not going to go. And it just broke my heart because he thought it was wrong. All the other kids didn't come tell me that they couldn't go. And so it just stuck with me. And when I got out of education, I said, I want to do something for kids like that little boy who didn't have money to afford a book. So that's where that Bookmobile was born, that idea, and where the books are free, but I want the kids to pay for the books through acts of kindness, because I believe that through kindness, we can change someone's life. Through one simple act of kindness, through kindness, we can change our community. Through kindness, we can change our world. And I believe if we start our kids training them up to show that hey, you have to put good back into the world. And when you do that, you can heal the world, you can heal people. And so that's the whole mindset of the books costing acts of kindness to pay for. So, and the cool thing about kindness is that it doesn't cost anybody a thing. So it's free. It's free. It only takes a little effort. So anybody can afford a book off of my bus. So that's why the Bookmobile program came up. But then I believe that everybody has a unique story. Out of all the billions of people who have walked this earth, guess what? No one has the exact same path. Every story is different. Even if you don't have a book that is a hardcover in a library on Amazon to purchase, guess what? You still are an author.
Right.
You're an author of your own life. Every day of your life. The quote on the back of my book, every day of your life, you're building your story. So everybody that's living, that's breathing has a story. And I want those stories to be told, because you never know how your story can impact someone else's. So that's where the writing program came. And then just like sort of what you're doing as far as promoting book enjoyment, you know, having a YouTube channel and showing the joy of reading. So those are some of the things that inspired me to do what I'm doing today.
And that's why I like Bedtime Stories, Mr. Stan, is because I have the opportunity to introduce new books, introduce new authors. I'm trying to bring on entrepreneurs and bringing on other children that have talent, not just reading, dancing, singing, poetry. You know, just talent, you know, and wanting to promote them so I can get them out there so that they can, some come in shy, some come in all kind of ways, but, you know, they make it through this interview with me. Mr. Stan, I talked with one of the teachers that flipped classes with me, and I told her you were going to be on tonight. So I need you to say hi to Ms. Barnes and our first grade class, and also say hi to Miss Edie's first grade class. Also say hi to Miss Kathy. Say hi to Miss Dr. Odom. Say hi to Miss Parker. I need you to give a big shout out to all the Fair Oaks Elementary School in Marietta, Georgia.
Well, I sure will. I have a lot of friends over there at the, don't forget it, the Fair Oaks Elementary. I can't wait to get back over there and visit you all, but I don't want to miss any names.
Yeah.
I just want to give everybody a shout out to all my teachers out there. Thank you for the amazing job that you're doing, educating our youth. It's because of you that this world is what it is. And even if people don't respect and value what you're doing, know that you are making a difference. So thank you for all the hard work that you guys put in every day. And I can't wait to see you guys in person and get a big hug from you all. So keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing all my Fair Oaks friends soon. So.
Yes, he's coming to us, guys. Ms. Barnes, he said hi to you. So just in case you missed it. Miss Edie's first grade class, he said hi to y'all just in case.
Everybody. I didn't want to miss anybody.
Look, we didn't say if you missed anybody. We wanted you to give us a shout out, because I'm going to be playing this episode. We're going to air this at the school. So that's why we had to give them a big old shout out. Let them know that we love them over at the Fair Oaks.
I love the Fair Oaks. When I was teaching, actually, I did some observation hours there at Fair Oaks. So I was actually, her last name was Karcher at the time. I was shadowing in her class. So it has definitely a big place in my heart that Fair Oaks has. So
yes,
love it.
Yeah. Well, guys, before we get out of here, I need, if you're first time listening, you would like to have a copy of a book by Stan the Man, Ms. Bernard, I think Bernard Sims. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not received it, even if you have not received the book from me, if you have not had a book from Mr. Stan, well, if you're just a first time listener on Bedtime Stories, it's just how we do that over here. Put your name in the comment box, email me, inbox me your address at the end of the show. I'll get it over to Mr. Stan, and he'll make sure he mail out a copy of a book to you on tonight. Mr. Stan, I want to thank you so much for joining me on tonight. It has been a pleasure, long time coming.
Yeah,
applaud to you for everything that is that you're doing out there. Mm-hmm. Keep up the good work. But before we leave, I ask every guest to give us a word of encouragement.
Yes, so I just want to break it down just like I do on every one of my my YouTube videos and my future show. Friends, it's so important that you always remember to be kind, not just being kind to your family members, but being kind to that stranger that you meet out on the street, to that person that is in another world or another country across the world from you. It is important that you be kind to everyone, no matter what. So always remember to be kind and never judge a book or a person by their cover. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And
thank you, Mr. Stan. And for those of you that are tuning in, you can watch this over on YouTube. You can go back to Bedtime Stories with Ms. Pat page, and you can rewatch it and catch what you missed. And also, guys, your girl is now an author. I have 2 books and a coloring book coming out, so stay tuned for more information on that. Guys, we'll see you back here on Yes, Yes, Yes. And you never know what the person next to you is dealing with. Kindness always. Amen, Miss Amy. Well, guys, we got to get out of here. I see you back here on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed night. Bye. Thank you, Mr. Stan.
You're welcome.